Hi guys, it's Deal here and welcome to the channel, and if you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to. So guys, I made it back in one piece. I went to France at the weekend for a good friend's wedding and I was absolutely shitting it, as some of you know. I went with my partner and she is Asian and we were just really scared, but I'm pleased to say we went there, did not get stopped, searched, frisked, nothing. Got through the border, no problems, no issues. Didn't experience any kind of racism in France. I went to, in English, it looks like and is spelt like Angers, but it's actually pronounced Ange. So it was beautiful, and the French people I met were great. Yes, they didn't speak really any English, so that was interesting. But why should they? But yeah, it was good, and yeah, I did hear a lot of stuff while I was there about Paris, just how bad Paris is crime-wise and poverty-wise, just how bad poverty is in Paris. But I will get into that in another video. But I just wanted to let you know that I got back safe and sound, because I was worried that me and my bird would be frisked at the border. That's the best Northern accent I can do. Sorry if I've offended you. Right, so today I want to talk about council tax. And this isn't a particular story in the news. It's not my usual news with an alternative perspective. It's just how I feel about it. Just the fact that I feel like council tax, and I've been meaning to make a video about this for some time, is just an absolute rip-off. And the whole banding system is just ridiculous. I mean, there's three main reasons why I think it's an absolute rip-off. One, I think it's far too much. I'm not opposed to paying some form of council tax for services. You know, the roads, the health, the schools, what the local council provides, the dustbin men, you know, stuff like that. I'm not opposed to doing that, but I feel the price that you're paying is just far too much. And also the banding system. I don't get the banding system. I don't understand why the banding system is like it is. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, where I was living before, in a 2-bedroom council flat that was privately rented, my council tax was £130 a month, and that was just for me and my son. And that was so much money, and it got to the point where the services locally in a borough like the one I live in, which is very overstretched, were just atrocious. You know, for example, the waiting lists for, you know, speech therapy for my child was just ridiculous. You know, you can't just sort of get an appointment in the doctors like that. The roads are full of potholes, and the dustbin men now come every 2 weeks, and there's a lot of rubbish on the roads. So the money clearly isn't being put to good use. And I just want to highlight the fact that if you do some digging on local authorities, particularly Lambeth and Southwark and Islington, if you do some digging on these local authorities, then you will actually find that they have been done for corruption numerous times. There was an awful scandal in the 90s where Lambeth Council got millions of pounds to update boilers in council properties. Now, these boilers were actually never put in, were never replaced, and actually the money was embezzled by various council employers. Also, in the early 90s, well, throughout the 90s, you did used to be able to get a council flat for money. So back in the day, you know, you could pay a couple of grand to the right person and get yourself a key to a flat, which is probably the reason why you kind of see a lot of people who are on quite good incomes, you know, I think a good income, to be honest, are comfortable, and is anything over 30k a year, they have council flats, and you're like, hold on, I thought council flats were for people that were, you know, really didn't have much money, were really on the breadline. So there's that part of it, but I just feel like the fact that we're paying tax, we're paying national insurance, we pay VAT, and now a council tax, I just feel that within the society we're living in, the income tax that we pay, that council tax isn't really necessary, because we're paying so much. And we kind of tend to look at council tax like it's not an income tax, but actually it is, because if we don't pay it, we're fucked up. And I know there's these amazing people on YouTube and they talk about how council tax really isn't legal, and they do some great work. But the fact is, every time I've tried to avoid and evade paying council tax, I've had the bailiffs at my door, I've had liability orders, I've had so many different things. It's got me into so much trouble. So I'm being real here. It's just not something that you can avoid. But I think it's ridiculous. Now, I would suggest putting forward the sum of a flat fee, not based on where you live, of £20 a month. Like, I think that's fair. That's more than enough money to keep the local council going. And I just wonder where the local council's money goes, because right now in central government, I don't know if any of you know, guys, but schools, their budgets are going to be cut by 18%. So now most schools have hardly any money unless they have an amazing rich body, pupils whose parents have deep pockets and like to pay into the school pot. But most schools are very poor, and it just makes me wonder what is going on to our country. I mean, if we haven't got education, if all the doctors decide to leave and go to a different country, and then we have this ridiculous council tax, which it feels like a pressure. And when you don't have the money, it's so easy to fall into arrears with it. And it's just so easy. And, through my life, I've fallen into so many arrears with council tax when I literally just have not had the money because it's too much. Now, a flat fee of £20 a month, I think, I would be more than happy to pay that if I saw things happening. We are forgetting about something. We always, especially me, critiquing a central government, we're forgetting about the local councils and exactly what's going on. And I have to say, in numerous Labour-run councils, there is an amazing amount of corruption. And if any of you out there don't know me, I am not a Conservative, I am not Labour, I'm not Lib Dem, I'm not UKIP. I am nothing. I am what you call somebody who loves liberty, who loves freedom, and who wants an equal society. That is the kind of person. I'm slightly idealistic, yes. But I feel that this system is outdated, and I wish that we could rise up against it because we are being robbed. And now we have this 5p bag tax, which is ridiculous. The government are putting it like, because we, have made such a mess of the earth, because our one light that we leave on is contributing to global warming, that we must now pay 5p for a bag. The fact is, you go to Canary Wharf, all the lights are left on all night. You go to the city of London, all the lights are left on. Christmas time, all the lights are left on in Regent Street in Oxford Circus. And it's like, okay, so my one light that I left on and my TV that is on standby is really contributing to global warming. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So that's my view on council tax. In short, I'd be happy to pay a much more reduced amount if I felt like it was going somewhere. The fact is, the government are making billions off our taxes, off VAT, of council tax. Where is all the money going? Why are we still living in austerity? And guys, if any of you don't know out there, if any of you believe it, there is still a recession going on. There's still a recession going on. So if you believe the government is saying that there isn't, there is. Right now, the economy isn't particularly good. And this is because we as a nation are not exporting enough. We're importing everything from China. We're importing meat from Europe. And we are just not doing enough. We grow apples, we grow potatoes. Why don't we start exporting those properly and reboot our industry? Because everything is cheaper when it's made in developing nations. So that's my opinion, but let me know what you think. And if you're new to my channel, I'm J Deal. Subscribe for new videos every day. And don't forget to have a browse on our Facebook page for memes and just kind of topical conversation. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.